All right, a thumbs up if this camera is absolutely horrible. It's daylight right now, and my window is here, and I'm recording, and it's complete. I can't believe that a computer from 2020 has this bad of a camera. But see, this is the topic that I'm talking about because I am this kind of perfectionist, but yet I am doing things to not be such a perfectionist. And it makes absolutely no sense at all. Hold on, y'all. It makes no sense. None. I'm a perfectionist, yet I'm getting on this laptop. I could get on my phone and record, but it's more of a pain in the ass to do it. But that way, it records a better picture. But I'm doing this because it's a worse picture, in a sense. And then there's a couple other things here that I have been doing with my music. I got my thing on right now, my MPC-1. I am not quantizing any of my music. I'm not putting it on any time signature. I'm leaving it off grid. So if I go boom, boom, you know, boom, and that ain't even, I beatbox way better than that. I'm just nervous because, like I said, with the being on the camera, you know. See what I'm saying? And that's the side of me that I want to start putting out more too. You know, I'm always talking about what's going on with me with my negative stuff and being down and out, and I'll still talk about that when it comes up. But there are so many things that I've been doing, and here's the craziest part. I haven't put out my art yet. I only showed one picture on my Instagram of my art. And the crazy thing is, I have a notebook over here with my art. I'm not going to show it. I'm not going to show it yet because I'm planning on putting it on clothing, my artwork. But it's really hard to put it into this computer. Usually my computer's over there. I was going to say this computer. But when I put it on the computer and I go to take out the background and the artwork, or to keep the lines in and stuff, I don't really know how to use an editor yet. So doing that, it's not doing it right. And it's, I might just see, this is how I'm such a perfectionist. It has to be perfect. I took the pictures of my artwork with my camera, most of them, and it didn't look that bad. It looks pretty damn good for this cheap LG Aristo phone. But I can't get it how I want to get it, so I'm just thinking of putting a border around the picture. It's on white paper, so I'm thinking of putting a border around it, and just, I don't want to say too much on this because I don't want to blow it for when I do it. When I do it. So stop procrastinating, Nate. That's what I'm telling myself in my mind. But yeah, it's like I'm about to just do that, put a border around it with the picture, put it on a black t-shirt, a blue t-shirt, a gray t-shirt, and a white t-shirt, and just put it out. I'm about to not even do whatever, because if I do, I'll be such a perfectionist. See, this is the thing a lot of people don't understand about someone like me. I'm such a perfectionist that if it is not perfect, I will not put it out. I will not put it out. And that's why I haven't been putting stuff out. I'm doing stuff all the time here. I some days I make like 15, 20 beats a day on my thing. Patterns. Not full songs. I don't sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 20 some sequences. No, I don't do that, but I make patterns, and I'll sometimes go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, yon the next, to yon the next. Anyway, German. I just got to get out of myself. And that's why I'm doing these things. It's all just experimenting. It's all just getting out of myself, recording the crappiest video that anyone could probably ever watch, and taking my artwork. I think my computer's over here and I'm on my computer. And taking my artwork and just taking the picture. We make things so complicated today. It was just like when I was looking up phones and stuff. They're talking about things like this. How long the bezel is. Oh, is the bezel here? Is it here? Is the screen wide enough? Does it fit in your hand perfect? Is it the right weight? Is the screen, how good does the screen look? I understand that these things are important somewhat, but we have become so picky. Listen, here is the future. Do you want to know what the future is? The future is perfectionism. Listen to what I'm telling you. This is the future. Now, I can't read the future and stuff. I'm giving you my own twist on this. The future is picky, stubborn, prideful perfectionists. Picky, prideful perfectionists. PPP. I'm going to write that down. Is the future. Because what is happening, I'll get back to me being the perfectionist, but what's happening with everyone else is we are so caught up on this bigger and better and more pixels for my camera, more sounds for my music gear, more gear, a better phone, a way where I can talk out loud and order pizza on my device without having to press a damn button. Do you see the problem here? This is making this generation of people, both young, middle-aged, and old, everybody. It's making us more and more lazy. It's making us more and more these perfectionists that have to put on this perfectionist mask because we cannot look human for other people. Really think about this. And you know what? The reason I'm telling you this is because I was doing this for the last 3.5, 4 years to myself. And I wasn't doing anything. And that's why I'm doing these videos. I'm doing this video right now. And before I forget, I seen the name of those of you who donated to my PayPal, and that's awesome. You don't realize how much that helps. You don't, I appreciate it. You don't realize what that does when someone like me, just a guy, just a person, gets on here and does videos, and somebody actually gives to someone. Not boasting, but that's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. So thank you. I seen what you gave, and that's incredible. I'm not gonna name the names out loud. I was gonna write them down and give a shout out, but I don't want to go about doing it like that. If you give freely, that is your own private giving, if that makes any sense. But anyway, thank you. Thanks for the support. But anyway, let me get back to this before I lose train of thought here. This is what is happening, and this is what happened to me. I thought that I needed a better camera to be more creative and do more videos. I thought that I needed all this better, newer, faster, bigger, all this stuff to do what I have not been doing. And it's kind of like I'm coming out of my shell here a little bit. Like I'm feeling some kind of spark because I've been being brutally honest here with you and myself, but myself first though. See, it's not this thing about being selfish. It has nothing to do with being selfish and stuff. It's just the way it has to be. Even though we are all one in this thing, we're all human beings. We're all going to live and die. Each one of us has a different personality and a different outtake on how things are for themselves. But anyway, anytime I get a spark within me, I'm going to let people know what it is that I'm feeling in them times and in that moment. And I'm telling you, where we are heading, now I know this sounds so cliche, but where we are heading for doom. We're heading for fakery. We're heading towards more and more plasticky, non-genuine, not authentic type of stuff. Because we're so worried about how we're going to look for everybody. The perfect, prideful perfectionists that we can't be human. We cannot be human. We can't, however we're feeling, we can't express that. Do you think that I wanted to say some of the things that I said and I wanted to put that out there? No, I didn't want to put that out there. I didn't want to do that. But when I tell you that I am in the process of letting go of myself and I'm tired of me getting in my own damn way, I meant it and I mean it when I say certain things I say. But can you expect me to be like that the next time? No, there's a difference there. And listen, I'm not doing this. I don't want to blame other people. I don't want to point the finger at other people. This is not why I say this. But I'm telling y'all out there, you don't need the newest phone. You don't need a keyboard that has 8,000 sounds on it. You don't need these things that you think that you need to create or to vent who you are or to be yourself and just do what it is that you do when you do it because you did it because you wanted to do it. And I couldn't get this through my head for about 4 years. 4 years I have been sitting here procrastinating. 4 years. I put out little stuff here and there, but this is nowhere near how I really want to vent and express myself as a human being and as an artist. But really, I put myself into my art. I put all of my contradictions, all of my pains, all of my joys, all of that into this channel. And I don't want to do anything that goes outside of who I really am to earn a living or to ask people for something or, you know, tell people support my channel and help whenever you can. Like, I'm never going to be something that I'm not for anybody. Not the world, not my family, nobody. And in this moment, if you're listening and you got this far in the video, sometimes all we need to do is take a step back and look at the whole picture of this thing. Like, even though I talk about the stuff that I talk about on here, about nihilism and meaninglessness and all these things that get us in these places where we feel stuck, like we're frozen, like we're an icicle and we can't move. We're like Iceman, where we're stuck in the snow from 1,000 years ago and we're slowly thawing out to get to the next thing that we want to get to. And I'm just tired of being like that. I'm tired of being like that. And I think a lot of the reason why a lot of this stuff happens is because I am a perfectionist. I am obsessively compulsing on, is this going to be good enough for the people that are watching? Is this going to come across and do something for whoever listens? Or will this do something 5 days, 10 days from now? Is anyone ever going to watch this and really get something from it? And the more that I do that, the less that I create, the less that I just press the record button and do what it is that I do. I don't want to have to think about it. I want it to be like a reflex, like when I swallow or when I breathe. That's how natural I want it to be. But still, however I'm feeling, whatever I'm going through, I'm still going to talk about that. It doesn't matter what it is. And this is the way that I want to live the rest of my life. But there are things that I'm holding myself back with because of this perfection, because of this thing that I'm talking about here. Now I'm starting to lose train of thought with this. See, this is how my mind is. I can't stay on one topic for too long. So I probably should end the video here, even though I still feel like talking. But yeah, the most important thing here is I wanted to thank the individuals that donated to my channel. My name, Nathan, means he has given, to give. And that's why it hits a chord in me when someone gives back to me. I'm giving myself on here, and when someone gives back, that's why it hits a chord in me, because I relate to that so much, because that's what I love doing. I love giving. I love giving, even though sometimes I don't have to give. And that kind of bothers me that I don't have to give to other people sometimes. I have to keep it to myself so that I can survive. Listen, social media and these outlets, all they are is a means to an end. They're just a means to vent and express yourself if need be. Like a lot of this stuff, a lot of this gossip and all these other things that are going on, I have no interest in that at all. I don't mind criticism. I don't mind feedback. I don't mind when people comment. I don't mind any of those things. But when I start reflecting on other people instead of myself, everything goes to shit. And I can be a perfectionist with that too. Thinking that I can make somebody be how I think they should be. Or to say in my mind, this person is not doing what I want them to do right now, or what I think they maybe should do right now. And it's a problem it's a thing that we all have. It's not a problem, it's just a natural thing that we all have. We are all natural beings that are going to have days that are better than other days, and we're going to have days that are worse than other days. But you know what? There's a lot of y'all out there, and I do hope this time. I'll say hope this time, because hope is a beggar. And maybe I should take that back, but I would like that whoever listens to this, it would just be a little tiny spark, a little match, a little tiny bit of light to get you out of that hole that you're in life. I already know what you're going through. I already know that you might be suicidal sometimes. I already know that you might be struggling with things. I already know that you may be obese and you want to lose weight. I already know that you may have a sleeping disorder and you have nightmares and bad dreams like I do. I already know that you may need a doctor and you're sick. I already know the human dilemma. I know this and I live with it, and the only thing I can do is vent it and express it when I need to, and that's simply it. See, there's no need for me to call you a name, or for me to call you out or say this and that and this, and you should do this, but you shouldn't do this. You need to do this, but you don't need to do that. Maybe you should look into this thing, but don't look into that. Maybe you should do jumping jacks, but maybe you should just sit down, because you're maybe going to have a heart attack here if you keep doing this strenuous activity. And I don't even know where I'm going. I don't even know where I'm going. I don't want to know where I'm going. I don't have an agenda. I don't have a particular path that I am walking down. I don't have motives in my life. I don't have a motive. I simply just want to be myself when I'm myself, and whatever is happening, it's going to happen. Whatever I need to say, I need to say. See, we should already have the discernment to not get offended or to get mad at really anything that anybody says. Because if you know yourself, if you know who you really are, you should not, and I don't want to say you should or you shouldn't, but you should not get offended at anything. We should be able to accept criticism and take it as a thing that we can say, yes, that's me. That's what I do. I do this thing that maybe you're seeing that I'm not seeing. Okay, let me think of that next time, so I don't do too much stupid stuff or too little of nothing. There's always this going on. 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 And that's what it is. So I might be in one of my kind of elevated states, and you know what? More likely, sooner or later, I will crash again, because I'm a human being. SBN Resonate is a human being. Everyone watching is a human being. But yet most of us are still putting on this show for ourselves and other people. We know that we're putting on the show. I know I'm putting on the show. This is a show. It's a play. I can't say an act, but it's like a circus. Those people like that they're an act. That's really them. The people in the circus are the act because that's what they really are. That's really what they want to be. They want to be the act. So let them be the act. There's no need to judge them or say anything. And listen, I'm willing to admit, a lot of the things that I said in a lot of my older videos, I said it because I needed to say it at that time. But I'm not that thing now, and I don't have to be that thing that I was a week, a month, a year ago. I don't have to be that anymore. I don't have to stay there. I can make the decision or the choice to do anything that I want to do in this life. Right now, I can make the choice to do anything. I can go. I can go. I can go. Ooh, I can go. Hi, hi. I'm just, I don't know. I just need to let it out sometimes. That's all. And listen, I won't lie. I won't lie to people. The art of recording, I did a video on this a while ago, but nobody ever watched it. There's something about recording and taking pictures. Even though time doesn't exist, you know that once it was real, once it was there, it happened, and it's a photo in, quote, in time. And I even say time is a valuable thing while we're here, because it's all that we have is this time that doesn't exist, this concept of time that doesn't exist. But yet we're still going by time. We're still going by what society's saying. We're still going by, I got to get this pair of shoes because my buddies are wearing this pair of shoes. We're still going by, I need this brand new Apple computer to do my videos on, or I can't do anything until I get that. I can't do anything until I get this $1,000 iPhone that can take these pictures that are simply immaculate. I can't cry on my videos because I can't look weak and pathetic. I can't tell people what I'm really going through because I'm stuck in myself. And I'm really not even speaking to you. I'm just speaking out loud. I'm just venting it out of me, this person here. That's all I'm doing. I'm not even really thinking about people when I do this, even though in the back of my mind, there's something that may be there a little bit that's saying that, but I don't have a motive. It's just simply expression. And some things that I talk about, I don't let go of. And I still hold on to a lot of stuff. But then when I do talk about certain things, I get it out of me and I do feel better. And the only way that that can last is if I keep being brutally honest with myself and I keep telling people how I really feel. Because, see, y'all don't see my life when I'm not on this camera, but what happened in the last week, I talked with a couple people about what is really going on with me, both physically, mentally, psychologically, and I told them things that I was keeping to myself, and I vented out a lot of stuff that I didn't want to say, but I did. Because I'm just over myself. I'm over this thing. I'm over negativity and positivity. I'm over this is good and this is bad. I'm over I got to take this path over here that goes left, or I got to take this path over here that goes right. I am everything. I am everything. And everything is a contradiction. Did you catch that? And I know a lot of people, they'll see the name, and I know how the world is because I know how we are. I know how mankind is. They'll listen to the name SBN resonate. Somebody but nobody resonate. And they'll go, well, why would you name yourself that? Why would you name yourself nobody? You're not nobody. You're somebody. You're somebody special. You're, people say this word chosen and all this stuff. I'm not chosen. I'm not special. I'm just like you. I make the decision to do what I do. I make the decision to be brutally honest. I make the decision to let this out. Was it easy? No. Did I want to? No. Am I going to all the time? I don't know. And sometimes that's the best answer for everything, is that we don't know. We do not know. And we can be wrong. We can be gullible. We can be tricked. And this is why when you get to this point, I got to this point where I seen the playing field. And I said, I can't call one thing good, great, awesome, all these elevated words, and I can't call something bad or completely evil or absolutely wretched and all that. Once you see that, then it just kind of naturally just something like that. Even though this is not always here. This is not always like this. This is doing something on its own where it's going from this to nah, and this is what it does. It has you like this, where you're like, oh, I don't know which way to go. I don't know what to do. Should I do this thing to make me better? Should I practice this ritual to make me seem like I'm happy for other people? And it's just like there just comes a point where I honestly don't have time. I don't have the energy. I don't care if someone is funny, but if somebody is trying to be funny for other people's approval, then what? I don't have a problem with people that are angry and they actually say that they're angry. But when they're acting like they're tough, when they're really not this tough thing, then what? So basically, there's already enough of that in this world and on the internet and on YouTube and all these platforms that we're on. There's already enough fake, plasticky, non genuine malarkey going around. And let me tell you something, there are advantages and there are disadvantages. Yet again, advantages, disadvantages of being a black sheep, of being the ugly duckling, of being someone who feels as though they're the outcast to all this. There's advantages and there's disadvantages of that. If you eat bread, there's advantages and disadvantages. If you're starving to death, the bread is going to keep you alive. The food that you're eating, let's just say you're eating McDonald's food. The food will keep you alive, but yet if you eat too much of it, it can give you a heart attack and make you sick. Once you see that when you're doing too much of something, and you can kind of say, okay, I'm doing too much. Or if you're not doing enough of something, you can say, okay, I'm not quite doing enough here for this thing. So let me just get like this. So really, it all comes down to kind of common sense. And here's what I'll end it with. Even though just in my last video I said we think too much, which we do, the one thing that is the hardest thing for most of us is to think. We don't want to think because we know we're going to have to maybe do something. We know we're going to maybe have to get out of our shell that we're in. We're maybe going to have to tell somebody that we're going through something in our lives. We're maybe going to look weak. We're maybe going to look like everything's going wrong. And if somebody sees that everything's going wrong, if somebody sees that I'm broke, and I don't have any money, if somebody sees that I'm wearing these pair of shoes that I cut the grass with and there's green shit all over them, and I lost train of thought of what I was saying, but I'm sure you get it. But it's just affirming these things. It's just affirming them, basically, and reflecting upon them. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just reflecting upon all this stuff. It really doesn't mean shit. But if you want to have a mechanism there in your life when you're doing too much or you're doing way too little and then you wonder what's going on, then maybe you can see both of these things and you can say, okay, let me get here again. See what I'm saying? The balance, the mid ground, the equilibrium. I am the equalizer. I am the metaphorical Denzel Washington. I'm the good guy around people, but at night I'm going out and I'm stopping and preventing evil from happening, kind of metaphorically. That's how I feel all the time. Let's just take a breather, chill out, reflect on ourselves, eat healthy, get a little bit of exercise. If you like the arts, do that. When you're going through whatever, find an outlet to get it out. If you don't have an outlet, if you don't have a way to vent or to talk about your build up stuff, it's it's always going to be the same way. You're just going to keep putting yourself in that vicious cycle. You see, there's many vicious cycles that I put myself through even, but that's just one. And I'm going for to break out of those vicious cycles, even though I know the cycle of life cannot be broken. We can win the battles, but we can't win the war of life. None of us can win the war of life. And I'm going to do another video on there's not enough people that prepare for death. We all prepare for life. We all prepare for better and great things and joyful times and what we're going to do next week and, preparing all the time. In the Western world, nobody prepares for this. Nobody talks about it because they're scared to death to talk about it. And it goes in with what I said in this video. But the Eastern world, they talk about this more. They accept it more. And when I say this, I'm not being religious or anything. I'm not speaking in any terms, any labels. I'm just saying it's something that I don't think we prepare for. And even though I am scared to die, I'm scared to die. I'm kind of horrified of it, matter of fact. But I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared to be dead. Because when I'm dead, if there is something after this, okay, I have no control over that at all. I'm a powerless being. I only have a choice in this life right now. And if there's nothing, then it'll just be nothing. There ain't going to be no black. There ain't going to be no sleep. There's going to be nothing. Unconscious nothing. So I'm cool with both of those things. But I haven't come to accept my death. Like, I don't know how I'm going to die. I don't know when I'm going to die or where I'm going to die. Any of that. How I'm going to die. I don't know if I already said that. But I haven't accepted it yet. I haven't fully accepted that. But anyway, that is going to happen. But I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on now, my life now. I want to just do what I do. Say what I say, vent what I vent, be what I be. You know, that's all there is. That's all there is right now. There's never no other time but now. That's why the whole concept of it, it's just a structural thing that we made to get us places so that we can keep a schedule. But there's no such thing. There's only now. There's only ever now. And time makes people fearful. It puts fear in people. Just time. Time itself puts fear in people, and it puts fear in me because I think about how much time do I have? How much time is it going to be before, I die, my death comes? I don't know. It could be today. It could be 10 seconds from now. It could be an hour. It could be a week. It could be any time. And it's really weird when I'm done searching. I'm done searching. I'm done looking for it. But it's really weird when you ask yourself, why can't I accept this? And maybe in time, which doesn't exist anyway, it's just a figment of my imagination. Maybe in time, something will happen for you watching if you are thinking of or going through or have the same thing going on, or me. Maybe there will come a time where this passes me by and it's not there anymore. Maybe me talking about it and actually diving deep into it and being honest about it, maybe that will help with that. See, do we ever think about that? Maybe if the things that you're going through, maybe if you talk about it or you get it out of you and you just say, I'm done holding on to this shit. I'm done with me. I am past me. Even though I care for myself and I want and need to be as healthy as I could be for myself, I don't care about this petty stuff. I don't care what people think. I don't care what others are doing. I don't care what the new fads and fashion and all this stuff that's going on. This is where we keep getting caught up. This is where the fear comes in, you see? It's basically discernment. And then the fear is a separate thing. There's discerning and the fear. Sometimes you have to face, that's why they say we got to face our fears. I have to face this thing, or I'm just going to keep going through that vicious cycle over and 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 over again. It's not going to stop until I face it. Am I still scared of a centipede, a thousand-legger, those things that have about, 50 legs and they got that like orangish brown lines going down their back? Am I terrified of them things? Yes, because I've never went and touched one or let one crawl on me so that I'm not scared of it no more, so I can get that out of my brain and wherever it is in my brain. So how can someone like me face death? How can someone like me face myself and my own mortality? Or, no, not immortality, that's the opposite. Sometimes I'll misconstrue words because sometimes I lose train of thought like that. But anyway, this video might not even upload. I can't believe that I went for 50 minutes here. This is the longest video I ever did. I really, I, I hope, I don't like using the word hope. I do hope it uploads though. It might not. But anyway, if you got this far, thank you for the donations. That means everything, really. And it's another day, but only you and I can make the day the day. That's it. So with that, SBN resonating, stay up, stay lowly, and keep on resonating. Later, y'all.